Hey everybody, Carrie Cox here. I hope you guys are all having a fabulous start off to your summer. I know there's been a lot of sickness that seems to be going around, so hopefully you guys have all done that prep work and are doing amazing. If not, you should set up a scan or do a symptom survey, health survey off of the website and get some of that started. This stuff just isn't going away, so I know I haven't done a YouTube recently because I always think, okay, what am I don't want to keep reiterating and rehashing. I do know that some people learn more for reading stuff, other people prefer listening to it. I try to keep it short and simple, but I can tend to go on and on. If you're somebody who wants just guidance as to what you need to do, just tell me what to do. I would do the membership, either the 25 or the 75. I really need to probably increase the prices of those because of all the great things you get. When you sign up as a member, I'm often doing check-ins. You're free to text me. We can even set up phone calls as needed. It's very helpful for people who are going through sickness or if they're going through a health issue at the moment. A lot of times I don't necessarily charge people that are coming into me, seeing me on a regular basis. I include that with my regular patients that are coming in as just a way I support them. But for people who don't necessarily want to come in and do a scan or do a survey factor there, it's a beneficial way joining the programs. I can support you through, I can even do phone calls or I do text messages. Text messages are easy. If you're in an emergency, oftentimes I'm in appointments and such, so that can be a factor. So if you have not done things to boost your immune system and immune health or clearing up your diet, factors to help support yourself, because the factors with the flu and the vid is not going away. These things seem to keep coming back. And the problem with anything flu wise or vid wise, they tend to keep strengthening and they keep morphing into higher things. So therefore, you need to have your body prepared and cleaned up and dealt with. Stress needs to be handled, nutrition, excess sugars, digestive issues. These will all help you to be more resistant so that you can get out and you can enjoy your summer. So this month I am covering brain health. I put out a blog yesterday about brain health, the different parts of the brain. Your brain is majority made up of fats. It is also, you do have proteins and salts, water and carbohydrates. They're in a smaller amount. I want to get into this subject because I find brain and nerve issues becoming a bigger and bigger deal, and people feel very hopeless when it comes to brain health and how you can manage anything, because we do have a blood-brain barrier, things that are protecting it, keeping things from getting into that body that way. And it seems pretty hopeless. Having my sister going through brain cancer itself, I know she felt pretty hopeless within that situation too. But I am a firm believer that if you provide the body with nutrients and it's actually getting into digestive wise and the digestion's working well, the body will do what it needs to get what you need to the brain and to help support the brain itself. So instead of getting wrapped around the axles about how can I get it shoved into the brain or things like that, it is just about getting the nutrients in there and supporting that. And fats would be a big part of that. Fats I've talked about before. Your omega 3s and your 6s are the biggest ones dietary wise that we bring in. 9s your body can create itself with the fats you have. But there is a need to manage and balance your omega 3s and 6s to be in balance. We often have 1 to 25 ratio or 1 to 50 ratio, meaning 1 of the omega 3s to 50 or 25 of the omega 6s, due to the fact that omega 6s are in our everyday foods, your nuts, your breads, common plant-based foods that most people have quite often. Very few people don't. And it is more of a rarity unless you live right by the water and really love fish that you're getting enough in. And then people have the concern of the heavy metal factors, the mercury and such that can come in through the fish. Standard process omega-3 is amazing. They do certify it and make sure there's little to none of the mercury. I think they even actually guarantee that there's no mercury in their fish oils themselves. So beneficial to do a high quality one. There is a lot of debate, I know too, with omega-3s. People feel concerned that there's been a lot of push out there that taking an omega-3 is not beneficial because it can oxidize and cause oxidative stress and have a bunch of negative impacts. Ultimately, it is important to have omega-3s. If you're going to do it, yes, you want something that's fresh. If you're getting it in a supplement form, it is important that they've not been sitting on the shelves and they've not been exposed to the air and the heat and all those factors to have a negative impact that can cause inflammation. Those are factors, but I don't believe just because of that you should not take an omega-3. You just need to have good quality, or you need to get it at fresh fish. Do not do farmed fish and get those things in there because it is important for the body itself. And I don't recommend that you not do those things because people who are not taking the fish oils oftentimes are creating inflammation factors because of the imbalance of the omega-3s and 6s. The 3, 6, 9, 12, those are the chain, the lipid chain, and how long it is. The smaller chains have a lot of anti-inflammatory and are actually beneficial for arteries and things of that sort. So I know we can all get wrapped around the axles about some of that information, but don't let it overwhelm you. I would recommend you do a good omega-3 unless you're eating good quality fish. Do not get farmed fish because they are being fed not great stuff that can also cause problems. You can get omega-3s too. This is another, I did a thing on making my own butter and the benefits of that with arthritis. It has a lot of benefits. It's considered an anti-stiffness vitamin that's in the butter itself that is helping to get arthritis and calcium factors delivered appropriately. Um, Weston A. Price has a big article on the fats that you get from the butter and how you can get omega-3s from there as well. Most foods, if you are buying them from the store, they are coming in processed. They do that so it doesn't spoil. They do that for bacterial factors that they're trying to ensure. But oftentimes in that processing of how it's being prepared, you're losing a lot of nutrients and actually can be creating quite a bit of toxicity that your body now has to deal with. Sorry, right here, I live on a corner and there's a lot of, maybe you guys can't hear that, but that was a car pulling out. Anyway, that you're losing a lot when they're processing most foods. That's why it's so important to get raw foods as much as possible. And I feel like when you say raw foods, a lot of people assume only plant-based factors, but plant-based, you can get raw meats, you can get raw dairy, you can get other factors in a raw state. You're trying to go for as least amount of process as possible just because with any food, oxidative stress can be a factor, and with any, because you can have negative factors even with plant-based foods that are rotting and starting to break down that can cause issue in the body as well, as much as the fats and the meats as well. So with brain health, it's often important to limit your toxicity as well. I feel like we live in an environment because of the vid factor that we're spraying everything down. We're killing all the bacteria factors off with chemicals, and those chemicals are getting sucked in by our skin as big sponges. We often sit in waters that have chlorine, our own drinking water, our bath waters. All these things have high amounts of toxicity. They are coming out with a lot more filters you can put even on showers. You can put on your taps and your refrigerators to help limit that, reverse osmosis. Limiting your toxicity factor is important for supporting brain health because oftentimes I don't think we realize in common foods we enjoy, even our supplements sometimes are having vitamins or ingredients that are meant to help open up blood-brain barrier and help shove things into the body, even through medication and through shots that we're getting. There are specific things inside those those shots and the medications that have chemicals in them to get and to force an action to deliver what they want to the right place to have that happen. Those oftentimes can have a effect of opening up blood-brain barrier. Even with the gut itself, things that you're getting passing through there can create even its own toxicity that do get delivered into the brain and can create neurotoxins. If your gut is not doing well, that's a big issue. There are small things that you can do, basic health that I don't think we tie to brain health. A lot of the Alzheimer's factors are coming in from plaquing. Plaquing and bacteria are linked closely together. There's a lot of information still evolving from all of that, but so having a healthy gut, getting good digestion of the foods that are supporting the proteins and the fats are very important when it comes to the brain, in my opinion. Seems 60% of your brain is made out of fat. And then having good quality water. I mean, you need water that has the minerals in it. So mineral spring water, not in plastics, or at least BPA free, quality as much as possible, glass, different things that you can store it in, is important. Limiting toxicity. You've got toxicity in your environment, so using more natural apple cider vinegar for cleaners. Dr. Bronner's has more of a natural cleaner. For scents, doing more of the essential oils. That doesn't mean you have to apply it to the skin because that can be its own issue. With cleaning off our foods, using water and apple cider vinegar to clean them off, buying organic, whole food as much as possible. These are all factors that can help limit your toxicity so that we do not end up delivering that to the brain. There are certain things that we all enjoy that are neurotoxins, and even way things are contained or the packaging that it's coming in can make an impact on that. So if you're someone who has this issue, when it comes down to like the hereditary factor, realize the biggest impact there is that your parents dumped their toxicity into you as a kid, unless they had that cleared out. So that can be a factor of starting off in a negative place. But genetically, usually if you change your eating habits and support things and make that a priority, the genetic factors aren't as a big of a deal as we bleed into them. But most people feel like if I have genetically I've got this problem, I'm kind of screwed. So I can't do anything about it. And that's often I find what people feel like even too with the brain health itself. Um, your hormone glands, if you're having hormone issues, hormone glands can play a key role in what's going on inside the brain itself. There's a lot of different factors, but limit your toxicity is the best way. Then next, making sure you're getting the right nutrients that can support the brain itself and limiting things that would negatively, abundance of sugars can negatively impact that. Mostly too because it's clogging your liver, fatty liver factors. Alcohol could be a factor that's a negative on the brain as well. So we just have to be aware of what we're putting in our body and feeding and making sure our gut health as well. So if I'm giving you a top priority, one, look at around your body, things you're putting on your body, the environments you're in, and look for toxicity. EWG Healthy Living has an app that you can click on and it will list chemicals for you and even explain if those are a factor. So that way you can do a little research in your own area itself. Then you have another factor of looking at the foods you're eating and making sure that they're not combined with the toxin, which the EWG app is very helpful with that as well. Looking at the foods, the packaging, things that come along with that. That's a way of kind of guiding you through and pick a few things at a time. Don't try to do everything all at once, but slowly progressing towards that. Gut health. If you have burping, gassy, diarrhea, constipation, pain in the gut, things like that, that's a good sign of where maybe you should start first and foremost with correcting the digestion. I feel like this is the main thing I do, the thing I can specialize and help very easily with moving people to better digestion and helping them understand what's causing the negative. So if you're needing help with that, even if you don't come in for a scan, it's easy to work with people even over the phone. Again, doing the membership, I can work with people long distance or close as well. But it helps me guide you through because there's a lot of questions. We can put you on a protocol, but then a lot of times people have questions of, well, what is this doing? And how about this? And what about that? And what about that? And I can answer those questions and guide you along as we go. That's the benefit of having a membership or coming in and being a regular patient itself. So, my guide is that get your gut health on, look at toxins within the environment, even things that you're putting on your body, sunscreens, a lot of things that we're putting in right now. That can be a big issue, and they can easily get shoved to the brain by the chemicals using to hold it on the body and protect you. Often can have neurotoxic factors there. Things that we're ingesting, look at our foods. So, environment, food, and look at gut health. Those three things do a lot for toxicity in itself and supporting brain nourishment and protection itself. So if you have any questions or you'd like to join the membership, you can go to my website, utahfoundationalnutrition.com, and I have plans and pricing that you can sign up for memberships. You can also come in for a scan or work with me over the phone or even through Zoom calls. So please let me know if there's anything you can do to help. I am here to help. If you talk to any of my patients, I go out of my way to make sure that they have the information they need, that they're checked in on, that I can guide them with things other than supplements, but also the supplements, movement, whatever the issues are. I do a lot of research for them. If it's something I'm not familiar with, I will dig into it for you as well. Sometimes it's just nice to know you have someone on your side. So that is exactly what I'm here. And I consider most of my patients to be close friends. I look after them like a close friend or a family member because I would want that for me or for my own family itself. So if you could use any help, you feel free to reach out. Maybe you're not sure what you should do. You can even ask me those questions. I can help guide you what I think would be the best options for you. And I really genuinely do care about you and your health and helping people to improve health because I feel like people's health, especially right now, is not the greatest, and that leads to a lot of issues we have in the world right now. So I am here to, as a guide, to help. I do a lot of studying on my own, but I love to be able to apply it to my patients and to help people out there. So if there's any way I can help you, feel free to reach out. I would love to work with you, do a scan or otherwise. And I look forward to hearing from you all. I hope this was at least somewhat helpful here with ways to support the brain, ways to support the body. And most of it, believe it or not, is always going to come back to the same kind of things. Your gut health and your nutrition health and your toxicity levels will play a key role in most things in overall health. So I look forward to seeing you guys again. I will try to be better about making my videos. So if you have any questions or ideas, thoughts you'd like to hear on a subject, this month I am focusing on brain health. So I should be coming back with more subjects on different kinds of this. So I will talk to you guys later. You guys have a great day.